Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back. I got another little what to watch entry here, something to recommend for the weekend for a film which is already somehow 21 years old, but over these past few months seems a very interesting one to revisit. It seems very relevant. For this weekend, let me recommend Simone from 2002, starring Al Pachino, Catherine Keener, and a very young Evan Rachel Wood, as well as various other famous faces kind of thrown in here and there that you might recognize. But what is this film about? Well, the synopsis for this states, a producer's film is endangered when his star walks off, so he decides to digitally create an actress to substitute for the star, becoming an overnight sensation that everyone thinks is a real person. So, I'd seen this one back in the day in the theater, and I found that while this one is on Tubi, I actually still have an old used Blockbuster DVD copy of it. So, figured I'd go ahead and check it out. And one of the reasons why I wanted to check it out again, since it had been years, is because of the developments over the past few months with the Actors and Writers Guilds going on strike. And, one of those reasons for the strike is being the use of AI to develop scripts and digital actors to just replace actors in various projects. And this one also comes to mind because I've been watching a lot of S1m0ne recently, and that's got George and Simone in it. So every time Simone introduces them, just her name reminds me of this old movie that I should check out. It's not a very common name. Anyways, I wanted to see if it holds up, and it actually holds up pretty well. Now, there are some dated aspects to it, which is to be expected. The computer stuff in the film, of course, is very dated, as is some of the tech. There's even a scene where somebody uses a 5¼ inch floppy disk, which even for 2002 was just not really being used anymore. But other than that, everything went well, and it moved at a very great pace, and everything just flew by, especially that first 30 minutes just was over in no time. But as this story unfolds, we have this director losing his star. His film is about to be canceled because everything in this project is falling apart. He's approached by this inventor who has this new program to create a digital actor in a way where the tech he created gives the ability to kind of adjust different aspects of the star to make it more believable, to kind of compensate for what they call that uncanny valley, where you see a digital performance, whether it's somebody who's just been de-aged or where they completely recreate somebody where something doesn't quite look right. He's able to kind of compensate for that. So our director, played by Pachino, creates his star Simone, plugs her into this movie, gets everything set up, and the public buys into it. They love the film, they love Simone, they love the other projects that she's doing. But he needs to keep her in hiding, of course, because she's just a computer program. So there's a lot of explaining that she's got agoraphobia, and she's got a very strange method for acting and what she wants to do with her character, where she can't be around other cast members or the public at all. It's all very convoluted as a way for him to just kind of come up with some excuse as to why she's not showing up anywhere. And of course, this ruse goes on, and she starts to branch out into music and product placement, and eventually does even start giving interviews via remote to the press, as he's able to kind of present this digital version of her without people knowing. Now, keep in mind, Al Pacino's character is the only one who knows that she's not real. So, needless to say, it's quite stressful for him, and is definitely coming down hard on him. Now, of course, and no spoilers here, eventually the truth will be figured out, so he's going to have to do something about this, either to come clean, find a way to get people to maybe obsess over a different star and move on, or somehow have the actor retire or something. So we get this nice little 3-act structure of, he's got the problem that he needs this actor and needs to have one created. This actor that he creates has this rise to stardom and like this real explosion onto the scene. And then how is he going to resolve this, because he can't really keep this ruse going on forever. And also underneath all of that, we have this thread of Al Pacino and his character's ex-wife, played by Keener, who's also a studio executive, and their daughter, played by Evan Rachel Wood, as well as two tabloid reporters who are kind of onto the fact that there's something not quite right about this Simone actress. But it really, all those aspects really fill out this story very well. So you've got more going on than just this tech and special effects side of it. Now, as far as the strike-related comparison, I was worried going into this that somehow it would glorify the use of a digital actor, because I'm sure that when this film came out, there were probably some people thinking, yeah, in 20 years, we'll be able to just plug anybody into any old movie. It'll be great. We'll save a lot of money. It's all good. But luckily, this one, for one thing, the tech isn't quite there now, even though it's been over 20 years. There's a lot of stuff you can do with digital actors and digital extras and everything, which can be helpful and can add to a production. But one interesting scene in this film is where an actress is auditioning for our director, and this is well after Simone has been on the scene. and this actress just knocks it out of the park. And he kind of realizes that no matter how perfect Simone is, no matter how much people are worshiping her, she's still missing some human element. And I hope that kind of speaks to the fact that no matter what happens with these digital technologies, there's always going to be a place for humans in it, especially when it comes to, like, in this case, human actors who will hopefully always be the ones on top, and maybe we can use some digital to kind of accentuate. Anyways, it's a very long rant, and I'm sure that eventually they will negotiate where the actors can be paid a living wage finally. The studios can still make lots of money, and we'll still have some decent content to check out. Anyways, back to Simone. In summary, other than some dated effects and tech in it, everything really does hold up. You know, we've got a great cast, an innovative idea. It has a great pace that just flies by, and I'm surprised to hear so little mention about this film these days. I mean, it's got Al Pachino, and just him along with the rest of the cast should make this film that's more than worth enough checking out. And speaking of checking out, thanks for checking out this latest video. Simone is available on used Blockbuster DVDs, but it is also available on Tubi, and I'm sure it's on some paid rentals as well. So I think you should go ahead and check it out. Tell me what you think if you did check it out, or if you've already seen it in the past, what you remember of it. Sound off in the comments. Thanks for sticking around. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.